Hey, from home. I drove home so I get a better connection here for you. You know, it does. Just pulled out another squeaker, but considering a year ago nobody had heard of Bernie Sanders here in the Silver State, it is pretty amazing. You know, it's a Clark County is tough to get through. A lot of folks, just aren't really aware of Bernie, and Clinton had a very well organized machine. I think it is a fantastic showing, and if younger people can get out and get involved, it could be still be a burn situation by the time the convention in Philadelphia rolls around. As I mentioned before, if you're just joining me here, that the takeaways of this: Clinton had a very organized machine, caucuses themselves very disorganized. Democratic Party needs to figure out a way to have people paid to work at these precincts and make sure things go by orderly. You got to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours at these things, so only the diehard are going to come out, especially people sitting like Vegas, where you've got a situation where so many people work on Saturdays. This isn't a state mandated election in a similar situation like you'd have for an election. Clark County, 70% of NV vote. Yeah, right, absolutely. Nevada is 2.8 million people, and 2 million of them live here in Clark County. So there's no employer mandate to let people off work. Now, the casinos, a couple of the major ones, did have caucuses, but those are kind of in Hillary's pocket the way they are, although I think the culinary union did not endorse this year. But most of the other unions went with the safe bet instead of really changing America, and went with Hillary. So the takeaways: Hillary had an amazing organization. I was the first Bernie volunteer to show up at my precinct, which is actually 7 precincts in one. A lot of confusion about where people should vote, because it's not the same place that you vote your election at. So a lot of confusion there. Poor organization by the state party, long lines, a lot of people couldn't wait, endless reading of letters from candidates, and Harry Reid and Hillary and Bernie and the candidate for state senate, all kinds of stuff. Hillary Clinton, AP just declared it for Hillary. So endless readings of those things. So this plays, hi France, how are you? Endless readings of those. So this plays into the older demographic, where Hillary is clearly winning. Hillary clearly winning the older demographic, while Bernie is taking the younger demographic. And if you got a choice of, you got to go to work or you're going to get fired, what do you think people are going to do? So they're going to go to work, especially in a city like Las Vegas. And this is one issue where the Republicans may have the right idea. They did not have their caucus today. They have it on Tuesday. Tuesday, for a place like Las Vegas, actually a much better way to have your caucus, because people are available. Saturday is a heavy-duty work day for many of us in Las Vegas. In fact, I got to get to work here shortly, but it was a good experience. The takeaway is get involved. If you're a young person, do it as a date. I think political compatibility more important than religious compatibility in a lot of ways. 60, yeah, I see that. But it played right into Hillary's core with the older demos. And look on Charles Tiger, goes right into her demos. So, that's just the way it is, but I really fear, one of the things that I really fear, I wouldn't be surprised. Some of the other people give me a little bit of the creeps. But especially seeing them there, because there were like 20 of them there. And like, for instance, the precinct captain, the Hillary precinct captain in my room, did not live in the precinct. He could not take part because he didn't live in the precinct. So, Hillary had the organization. They were probably paid, too. They were probably I wouldn't be surprised, paid. CBS News projecting Hillary now. And I really have a huge fear that if Hillary does get the nomination, she's going to lose to Republicans. She's going to lose to Trump. Now, wouldn't that be a trip, losing to Trump? But I think that's a realistic chance, because I know some of the Hillary people complain that some of the Bernie supporters are so nasty and overzealous and all that kind of stuff. Hey, how about right back at you? And I was talking to some of the people that were at the state and county conventions, and It could be. It could very well be. The guy was telling me there had been fist fights over candidates at some of the state conventions, which they had before primaries. I really worry about that. I think Bernie is electable, and Hillary's just, she was against gay marriage before she was for it. She was living in the White House when DOMA was signed. Telecom Deregulation Act, why all TV newscasts look the same. She's giving a speech. I guess. When push comes to shove, I will vote for Hillary, but I have not been excited about an election until this one with a chance for Bernie. And it's not over yet. But the superdelegates, so rigged, the superdelegates. Hillary has only one election in 2000 Senate, right? She's part of the oligarchy, absolutely. And you got a situation where it's the vested money powered and the money interest. She's, where's her speeches from Goldman Sachs? Where is the speeches from Goldman Sachs? Without Bernie, America's going to be basically the status quo. More wars, more, I'll go third, let's face it, that Bloomberg won't get in. Bloomberg will not get in if, New York Times is quoting I think you almost have to vote for Hillary against the Republicans, but it's just more the status quo. I was a big Obama supporter too, and he's at least now starting to get angry. He was just probably intimidated by the office. But it's not over. There's no way that it's over. Nobody expected, we're going to get Trump elected. How about Jill Stein with the Green Party? That would be an amazing person for president, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. Really, pretty much. There's not a lot of difference. She gives lip service, but Hillary's a weather vane. She'll go anywhere the wind blows. Anywhere. Isn't that a Queen song? Anywhere the wind blows. Jill Stein in 2012. Go Jill. Go Jill Stein. Jill Stein's a great candidate. But this is not over. This is not over. The superdelegates, so stinking rigged. Look at the delegate count in New Hampshire. Bernie blew her damn doors off, and it's still the same in delegate counts. How is that democracy? How about making some changes? How about making it so somebody who's got young working person who has to be the damn casino cashier at 2 o'clock in the afternoon isn't worried to get to work because they're listening to somebody read damn letters in a caucus? How is that democracy? Both parties are. Hillary, I'm a little disappointed Bernie didn't pull up the upset. I saw so many. That's right. She wants to be back at her house. She misses that 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue house. My caucus, there were 7 precincts in my building at Symphony Cunningham Elementary School. And yes, I was the Bernie precinct captain. And in my building, most of the precincts went narrowly for Bernie, but mine, unfortunately, was a fairly substantial win for Hillary. 47 votes as far as delegate selection, and that's what counts. There were 12 delegates for Hillary and only 8 for Hillary and 4 for Bernie. But most of the others were a squeaker. But here again, you have to understand that these are generally senior citizens that are voting. I'll be honest with you, I'm 57. I feel 27. I'm having my rebirth and second childhood here in Las Vegas. But, it's over. By 1:30, it's over. Finance. Yeah, thank you, senior, but I'm telling you, most of the people there, you love you. Hey, follow me and client. Good luck to you. But many, the majority, if you did an age breakdown, probably the average Bernie supporter, 35, the average Hillary supporter, 65. And those are the people that can come to the polls. Yeah, see, 35. So the issue is, especially in something like Nevada, and I think it was the same story in Iowa, Bernie would have crushed if it had been run fairly. And all those coin flips. Here we did have a draw of the cards, and Bernie won that one in my building. Cheap cards. You think they'd get better cards in Las Vegas. But people just have to get involved. You have to take that time, no matter how busy you are, and know your neighbors, get to know people, get out to the polls, and it's hard. It is damn hard in our system. Feeling the burn. We still, Super Tuesday is going to be big. And wait, it might go to the California primary. Yeah, Philibert, thank you from Germany. You know, it may go all the way. The Bernie people are enthused. Clinton had much better organization. When I got there at about 10 o'clock this morning, stand in line, I wish I could have. That's exactly the right. Another near tie. She did not get a big win. We're going into Super Tuesday, which is the minority vote. People need to see that picture of, look on my Twitter feed, @Clyatt, C-L-Y-A-T-T, and you'll see that picture, of Bernie being dragged away by Chicago police in 1963. Okay, 1963 is a long time ago, but Bernie was fighting for civil rights. Well, in 1964, Hillary is supporting Goldwater. You know, I mean, now Goldwater would be a liberal. So, it's a crazy situation. But I'm excited. This gives me hope. Bernie gives me hope for America, because if you're an American, you have the toughest, the hardest canvas for Bernie. Yeah, I'm not driving. I'm actually in my driveway. I got the air conditioning on. It's 75 degrees here. Beautiful Vegas. I wanted to get you somewhere with decent Wi-Fi. But if you're an American, you have... Yeah, you know, if you're an American, I got to get a statement out, and then I'll get back to your comments. So wait a second, I'll comment more. If you're an American, you have the toughest life of anybody in a Western country, unless you're one of the super wealthy. Now, obviously, African nations, Bernie gets Aaron Sickledge. Yeah, let them. How many people do you see the refugees from Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark? I don't see any of those. So, if you're an American, unless you're super wealthy, there's no better place on earth to get super wealthy than in the United States. But for the average person, and nobody wants to classify themselves as average, but for the average person, the United States is the toughest westernized country to live in. It's certainly better than Mexico, and let me tell you, you want to stop that immigration, well, you know, Las Vegas would grind to a halt. I work with a lot of immigrants, maybe some of them legal, some of them non-documented. They work their ass off. They work their ass off. You know, and yet, so much better here, and so much better here in many ways. What, than Germany and the Netherlands? I don't know. My cousins are now Dutch, and they're not coming back. Trains over there in many ways. Yeah, I'd love to, you know. It would be eventual. First, I need to be an assemblyman here. You know, I'm restarting my life here in Nevada. I'm going to let you in a little secret. If you follow my Twitter feed, chances are you know. I'm a gay man. I've always known I was gay, but I tried to play the game for forever and ever, and it just didn't work out, you know, because I knew who I was. If there's any human that can speak to the fact of you are not, it's not something you choose, it's me. And I live here with my partner, Mark, who's a wonderful guy, and we have a great life in Las Vegas. We are poor, but we have a great life here. We work extremely hard, and I'm restarting my life as who I really am. I call it the 30 Years Too Late tour. And it's very, very exciting, and it's a great joy to see what's going to happen. And you've got somebody like Bernie, who 30 plus years ago was supporting gay rights, while Hillary was living in the White House when DOMA was signed. Yeah, because that was the midterms coming up there in '94. And hey, you got some buffet tickets for you. You know, it's what we live on. We live off buffets. You know, so, over people, really. So if you're an American, your life, unless you're super wealthy, is tougher in America than in any other Western country. And the problem part of it is, even in this day and age, just because we're geographically isolated, with the exception of Canada, you know, where can we go? You know, unless you've got the money, one of the wealthy, to go to Australia. I've seen the healthcare system in Australia. I'm on radio in Australia. I was on this morning on the 6PR in Perth. I was one of the last pirate radio disc jockeys in the UK. My uncle went to Holland for a year in the 70s and has never come back. My cousins, though, were born here in the United States, and they've emigrated back to Europe simply because life is better. Why shoot ourselves in the foot? Why make Obamacare so incredibly difficult when you could just do single payer? If you're on, I've got Obamacare now because we run a small business and I work part-time jobs, and that's the only health insurance I can get. What a pain in the ass! You know, it's better than no insurance at all, but it's just the way it is. It's the way we are now here in the United States. But I have great faith. I'm out of here. Well, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, there's a website. My hair looks so bad. I'm too busy to get a haircut. There's a Cape Breton, Nova Scotia has actually now got a website about if Trump wins, you can come move to Nova Scotia. They say they need some people in Nova Scotia. I don't know if I'm going to that far, but it has energized me. I'm enjoying Life 2.0, and part of it is having the opportunity to talk with you folks. And, you know, microcast, which is what this is. Rubio fan, I tell you. Well, thanks, guys. I'd rather have, you know, Obama's too meek. You're absolutely right. You know, Bernie inspires me. That's the truth. The Hillary supporters are Rand Paul 2020. Well, you know, it's time to go out there and battle. I'm too old. If I was younger, I had a chance at 88 to go to Australia, and I remember standing at Tullamarine, the airport there, and just crying when I was leaving Melbourne. And maybe I could have a visa in other countries. Back in those days, I could have gotten a visa for Australia. I had connections. Back in those days, pretty much, if you had a job, you could get in and had enough money. You could basically buy your way in back in the 80s into Australia. Nowadays, you're right. Good frickin' luck. If you've got an EU card, you know, you work at EU or the British countries. But, no, I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm not going anywhere now. This is where it is, and now I have a chance to be really, truly who I am instead of hiding beside from some facade on television. I was on television for years and years and years. Here I work grunt jobs. I love Vegas. Vegas, you know, let me show you the good side of Vegas. Eastover House. Vegas can crush you, or it's a joyful place to be, because there's no place to eat cheaper. There's no place to have fun cheaper, unless in a crisis. Right? Absolutely. You know, they're basically filled up. But I'm talking 30 years ago, and I had the chance to do it. So I'm here now, and you know, I work grunt jobs. One of them is I load trucks for FedEx now, which is actually inspiring job to me. It's one of the reasons that I see that some guys there that are my age, it's their only job. It's all part-time, and they need $15 an hour. You know, one of the disability one day, yeah, maybe. But one of the reasons I work there is to get myself in shape. I consider myself kind of like in the cocoon and to be reborn. And Vegas is doing that for me and my partner. I have a tremendous family life. We have 3 dogs out here. It's where I've always loved. And I was not living true to myself. Buying health insurance, can't even go without buying health insurance now. Yeah, because, you know, Americans will cost a fortune. I went, a friend of mine, we were in Australia, way up in northern Queensland, and she had a problem. We went to some tiny little hospital way up near Cape York. Treated her, they didn't even ask her name. They didn't even ask her name until they filled out the prescription to take to the chemist. That was the only bill. That's like unfreaking believable. Here, you know, you spend 4 hours doing the paperwork. We have the most inefficient healthcare system known to humanity. And the money that we save on efficiency could buy healthcare for so many more. Did the same and moved from Westwood. Love it. No, it's here. It's 75 degrees. The sky is blue. I've gotten to the point where I don't even like clouds anymore. Yeah, you know, I don't even like clouds anymore. Vegas is an amazing place, and as long as you treat the games right, you know, so you know, it's healthcare is such an important issue, and Obamacare is better than what it was, but it's still a wreck. No, but speaking of Vegas, you know, it's a place you can live cheap, with the exception of gas and car insurance. Car insurance is crushing in Vegas because of 24-hour drinking and gambling. But my partner and I, Mark, we go out and we have the senior citizen buffet, 50 a senior citizen in Vegas, and yeah, compete. Health insurance, yeah, health insurance is expensive. Car insurance is bad too. But if you gamble just enough, you can get delicious buffets on points. So basically, free food. Free food. Much of the food is free. Yeah, I know. It's 110 in the summer. You get used to it. It's not too bad. But yeah, it's insane. A lot of people can't even afford it with the Obamacare subsidies. It's nuts. And Bernie would change that. I really believe he would have a huge impetus. So it's not over. Great. Oh, he felt like 95. That's exact. Arizona is hotter. Arizona is hotter than here in Vegas. Arizona, take someplace like Phoenix. Phoenix is the same 4 blocks over and over again. Vegas is different. It has neighborhoods. It actually has, for a city that changes every 20 years, some degree of culture. Utah, of course, I'm just 95. Phoenix is the same 4 blocks. Maybe I went to the wrong part of town, but it's the same 4 blocks. I don't know. I'm here what we call the lower Tropicana Valley. Hey, well, yeah, I'd love to get on your website, Facebook for Bernie, and do what we can. I kind of suspected this was what would happen today because a lot of people just can't wait 2 hours. What are you going to do? Bring your baby and breastfeed in line? I didn't see anybody doing that, but I would have certainly supported them. That's for sure. So. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens. I could have never guessed the last year. Never guessed the last year. It was incredible. And if you take a look at my website, great, fantastic. Send me a link. Send me the link. No, he's not. No, Bernie is not too old. I want to get into that issue of old. Age is really only a state of mind. I saw Bernie here in Las Vegas last, I think, fall. And this is a guy, you're right, in his early 70s, but he was on that damn stage for over an hour. Did he have a hiccup? Did he do like me, doing an Did he have any water? I didn't even see him take a drink. I didn't even see Bernie take a drink. He's got tremendous stamina. He's got tremendous passion. He has stayed with his convictions throughout his entire life. You go look at some of the clips when in the 90s, when they were representatives on the House floor, when he was the congressman from Vermont, was talking about homos in the military. And this is 21 years ago when he's standing up and he's rebuking, I think the guy's name was Duke Cunningham, some right-wing monster from California. And he was rebuking these people. He was saying, no, you are disgracing millions who have served our country. And that's the kind of man, he almost makes me want to choke up and get tears. Honest to God, tearful. Because it is hope for Americans. One candidate where you don't, Austria of economics and Keynesian economics. I just think, look at the rest of the world. I'm not an economic expert, but I've been throughout the English-speaking world. I've had a chance to work in the North Sea. I've had a chance to work in Australia. And I see how other people live. I see how my relatives live in Holland. What drives me crazy, though, is when we're all having a little dinner speaking English, everybody breaks into Dutch. And I'm like, so unfair. But, Holland, I love you guys. I haven't been in so long. But, yeah, Dutch, they all speak Dutch. Not exactly a worldwide useful language, but it's so unfair. Other primaries, Scotland, UK. Politician because of reality show. Right, absolutely. At Holland next week. Holland is a great place. I had a great time driving around in Holland. I went in June, so I wouldn't have to drive in any darkness. Oh my God, it was almost too much daylight. It doesn't get full dark till midnight. But you're right, anybody can be president. I mean, I'd love to get more politically involved here. I've signed up to be on the Clark County Democratic Steering Committee, and I'm a delegate to the convention here in April for Bernie, and see how that goes. So it's exciting. It takes people with passion to get involved, and with a rebirth in my life, Bernie's kind of inspired that. And Bernie, yeah, absolutely. Trump, if I, let's tell you this. President Trump would certainly be interesting. Way more interesting. I don't know. Hey, how are you? I believe in a certain degree of libertarianism because I believe the old thing about your rights stop when my nose begins, and I believe in people being out there to be able to do their own thing, but there has to be some degree of community. There has to be some degree where you help someone. Hi from Turkey. Hillary, yeah, suspicious. And let's face it was all primed for the demo for Hillary, all primed for the demo with the way the caucus is set up. Their organization was in place, but does she have the passion? Are her supporters like me going on Periscope and doing something like this? No, because her supporters are 70 years old. You know, they just want the sure thing. They were okay during Bill, so they'll be okay during Hillary, or they just want a woman in the White House. How about somebody that's right for America? You know, and it inspires me. It inspires me to have a new life, and that's what I'm doing. I'm losing, 25 pounds working at FedEx. It's the worst job I've ever had, and I love it. I love it. It opens a different part in your brain to stick those packages. I don't want to be there a long time, but there is no way in hell I could ever work out as hard at a gym. And that's what so many people do, and they don't have any other options. I was fortunate that I had other options for much of my career. I may have totally destroyed any future broadcast career I'm going to have, at least for, the huge mega groups. Like I had Sinclair in Baltimore. I worked for them, and they kind of went off the rockers after 9/11, and then they came and took over my station in Harrisburg when I was in Pennsylvania, the exact same people. And then they bought the station where my good friend was a news director here in Las Vegas. So is that good for not really? You know what? I want to lose weight. Part of the compensation is lose weight, but that's a job that should pay. Did you pay? No, I never did. On air, I never did, but, I just hated, I loved being on TV, but I hated being so constrained, not being able to be who I was, and kind of leading a fraudulent life. And that's no more. Fear and fraud. Nada for Bernie 16 is our Facebook. Fear and fraud is not who I am. It's not who I'm going to be in the future. It's not what my life is about. Now, listen, I tell you what, I got to run because I got to see if my partner Mark needs help at our business. We have a cool business. If you've got kids, check out our website. It's clown, word clown. He picked this. I likes it. It's cool. But it is like a circus theme now. Check this out. It's clown, N, letter N, around .Vegas. Clown, N, letter N, around .Vegas. Not our clowns. I know some clowns are scary. Not our clowns. I know. It's a ridiculous system. It's a ridiculous system. It needs to be trashed. It needs to be trashed. Needs to be trashed. I gotta run, but I'll say hi to Teddy. Teddy can say hi to you before we go. He's my hey, the clown and around. No. Clown and around .Vegas. It's a fight, not com. Clown and around .Vegas, not .com. Clown and around .Vegas, not .com. We got a great Groupon. We sold almost 100 Groupons, which is a fabulous deal. Look us up on Groupon. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's shockingly fun. And you know what? Many of our customers, I would say at least 50% of our customers are Hispanic. And it's inspiring me to learn Spanish. People say it's America, you should speak English. You know what? This was originally Mexico. So why not at least learn to speak a few words of Spanish before wars took it over? So I admire the Hispanic community here. The most of my neighborhood. Let me show you. I'll show you my neighborhood. I got to get out of the car and call and stuff. I'll show you my neighborhood. Here, I'm going to flip the camera and show you where I live and introduce you to Teddy. He's one of our dogs. And then I got to go. Oh, there's the camera. There we go. All right. Look at that temperature. 75 degrees. You got to love it. I got the AC on. What is there not to love about Vegas? If I lose signal, it's goodbye to you guys. But anyway, a lot of fences here in Vegas. Here's my street. Like a lower middle class street, but it is what it is, and I love it. And most of my neighbors are Hispanic. So anyway, let's see Teddy. 58 in Virginia. Heat wave. I used to live in Virginia, except I had the audacity to speak out against Lee Jackson Day, and that cost me my job as a TV weatherman in Charlottesville. Follow me online. Go to my website, client.net. Client.net. 67 in Cleveland. Wow. Client.net. Look at this. You can't do this 35 miles. Look at this. So you can see we have our chair. I can sit out in the chair outside. Where's Teddy? Where are the dogs? I can't believe our security team. There's one of our security team members. Hey, Ted. What's up, Ted? What's up, Ted? There's Ted. He's like, what's up? What's up? We have toys out here. We store our toys.
like dolls. We sell little dolls. Come see us at Claudia Rob. Am I married? I am a gay man who is with a partner. Here's our dogs, and named Mark, and we live here in Vegas, and we have Clowning Around .Vegas, and I have several other jobs. And it's and if you know gay people, puppies, they're not puppies, they're Cocker Spaniels. They're old. They are old. There's Crystal. This is I don't know what this is. They're rescue dog babies. Rescue dog babies, except for Crystal. So this is Casper, who's the calmest dog in the world. And that's Crystal, who's been around. And Ted has got his own chair. So my partner is tweeting me. Listen, I got to run. Hey, thank you. And if you get a chance, it's beautiful. Look at this beautiful place. Although power lines aren't so beautiful. We might, it's all fiscal, because it's just like straight couples. It's just the same situations with straight couples. So, we'll see. We'll see. Check me out on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm all over the place. I'm enjoying Life 2.0, and it's been great chatting with you. And come see us in Vegas, really. I have a super easy phone number. It's 929-7777. What better for Vegas number is that? Have a great day, you guys. See ya.